Having a day off school isn't that unusual, but recently all schools across Hong Kong were told to close for nearly a week because of scenes like this.
They cancelled school for 6 days. So when we got back to school, we had to do a lot of catching up.
We had those days off because it wasn't safe getting to school for other people, and it might have been hard to get to school.
Big protests have been going on in central Hong Kong for about 6 months. But recently, the clashes between police and protesters, many of them students, have become more violent and destructive. Something locals like Tatum and Jackson say has been pretty scary to witness.
I came there at a time where the protesters wasn't having it, and it was really scary because I didn't know when they were gonna come. And then out there, like half the streets were broken because the bricks were everywhere.
It sometimes scares me if I hear something not good and like things are getting more violent.
The protest started because of a law that Hong Kong's government wanted to bring in that protesters said would have given China greater influence over Hong Kong and its citizens. You see, while Hong Kong is technically a part of China, it's a special administrative region, which means it has its own laws and government and its own currency and flag. That all came about after Hong Kong, which used to be a British colony, was handed back to China in 1997. But only with the special condition that Hong Kong would be left to mostly do its own thing for the next 50 years. You see, Hong Kong is pretty different to China in that people here have rights that people in China don't have, like the right to freedom of speech and the right to protest. And some people in Hong Kong say they're worried about those rights being taken away from them. In early September, the law Hong Kong's government wanted to bring in was officially scrapped. But why haven't the protests stopped? Well, protesters say it's about more than just that law now.
We will fight until we win the whole movement.
They have a few key demands for the government, including an inquiry into the way they say police have been treating them, and another really big one, universal suffrage. That's basically a way of saying they want Hong Kong to be a democracy where everyone gets to vote, and their vote chooses the people who are going to represent them in government, which is how things work in Australia. Right now, only some of Hong Kong's politicians are elected by the people, and Hong Kong's elected leader must be someone approved by the Chinese government. Protesters have also called for Hong Kong's leader, that's this person, Chief Executive Carrie Lam, to step down. She doesn't support what protesters are doing. Some people in Hong Kong aren't worried about China's influence, or they even want Hong Kong to have stronger ties with China. The situation's left a lot of locals here feeling unsure about what will happen next.
It makes me feel sad. Like, I knew Hong Kong was a very safe place and it was peaceful. And until the protesters start, it's just changed. I hope it will stop. The government will hear what the protesters are saying and come to an agreement where it will end.